If you're having suicidal thoughts or feelings or feel like you have no hope, please call 988. There, you can talk to someone who not only cares about your story, but cares about you. Please reach out today. Thomas P. Murphy once said, "Minutes are worth more than money. Spend them wisely." At Minutes Wisely, we take that to heart. Our mission is to decrease veteran suicide by providing life-changing experiences for veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families. We believe that we can make a lasting impact by rekindling a sense of purpose and fostering community through sponsored tickets to sporting events. These experiences are not just about the game, they're about the moments that can change lives. A simple sporting event can boost joy and instill a sense of renewed hope and purpose for those who have served. Join us in making a difference. Become a moment maker and empower a veteran with rediscovered hope. Visit minuteswisely.com for more information and to get involved. Together, we can make every moment count.
Greetings. Welcome back to another episode of TSP.
Good evening.
Today we're on with Master Guns. How you doing today, Scott?
Hey, thanks for having me, man. You got
Hoorah,
that
Scott.
sound of freedom just went over me. I'm excited.
Yes,
It's a good sound, right, Scott? I mean,
It is a very
I
good
get
sound.
hard just like hearing that thing going over. It's awesome.
All right, we're gonna roll that way. Yeah, me too.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We can say whatever we want on this thing, except we don't do politics. But
Yeah.
he's a sailor. We're both Marines. We both have terrible mouths, so
Yes.
we can freely use them in this country now.
Amen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, thank God that they're bringing back the PT standards in the military. What the hell? That's a long time overdue right there. But yeah, before we get in, no politics.
No, I know. Somebody else was asking me about that today, and
I just hope they bring hazing back, man, because it's no fun crossing the line and not whooping somebody's ass. That's all I'm saying.
don't worry. They hazed the crap out of me in boot camp. I'll tell you that.
Well, when I crossed the equator, man, I got my ass beat for about 12 hours. So
You guys know that song by Kenny Rogers called "The Gambler"?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold.
Know when to
Right now, I'm
fold.
holding them. I'm not diving into this part of the conversation.
Okay.
Right on.
Good to
Yeah.
go.
But I will say this: I could still run a high first class this minute. So
I
I'm
have
still
no
I'm still
doubt
good.
in my
Yes.
mind that you could do that.
I'm still a meat eater.
Hell yeah. So before we get started, I had a Minutes Wisely, had a big weekend. So just so you know, Scott, this podcast spawned a nonprofit. It's called Minutes Wisely. And what we do is we send veterans, first responders, and Gold Star family members on awesome events. And boy, did we send some people to some awesome events this weekend.
Awesome.
Both this Saturday. So I'll start with the local family here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. The Asher family, he is in the Army, I think like 18 years in. He's got 2 more years before he retires. He has a 9-year-old little boy that has a brain tumor. He had brain surgery in March. He went back after his first doctor's appointment to see how the surgery went, and the cancer or the tumor was back already. So the family doesn't like me to use the word cancer, so I'm just going to say tumor.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I spoke with him a couple months back, and it turns out the little boy, all he ever wanted to do is go to Star Wars and build a lightsaber. I had no idea what that meant. Apparently, there's a Star Wars land in Disney World. I hired a Disney planner, and that family left on Saturday for an entire week in Disney. All expenses paid, all the meals paid, photography paid, the lightsaber paid, and plus before they left, I dropped off a $500 Disney gift card so they can have a little bit of spend money, even though everything's paid, but you still have to have a little chump change in your
Yeah.
pocket. So 100% of this trip is paid for. They left on Saturday. They're still out and about, so they're still enjoying their vacation. Hopefully, they have the time of their lives because when they get back in October, mid-October, they head to I think it's St. Jude in Memphis to start treatment again. So
Yeah.
God bless that family. We hope they have a great time, and I hope the outcome is amazing and the St. Jude works their magic and this little boy gets cured.
Hey, let me hijack your podcast for a minute now.
Yes, sir.
That's overwhelming.
Yes.
To anyone who donated a nickel to the cause, to you, Richard, for running the charitable organization, for helping this young man out, man, you guys are wealthy beyond money. That is so incredible that you're able to do that. And I'm a slight emotional mess right now because I was with my cousin 9 months ago, who is much younger than me, much kinder than me, much everything better than me. And I was there the day he passed as we went through years of this brain cancer, brain tumors. I flew out to Arizona to be with him about 9-10 months ago. And it's heartbreaking. And so, man, whatever we can do for this young man to raise his spirits, I don't think there's medical evidence to say we're going to extend his life by anything. Certainly he's got to get to St. Jude and see the professionals.
Yep.
But I think there's something to be said for a positive mindset and warmth and kindness. And as a fellow Star Wars geek, I'm happy for the young man. And again, thanks to all the donors. That's
it was pretty
that's
amazing.
fucking badass. You know, you said I can say those words.
Yes,
That's badass.
Absolutely.
No, of course. Absolutely.
Then the second family that we helped out, I think the entire country knows this little boy. He's the 13-year-old boy that travels the country and gets sworn in at police departments.
Yeah, he was in the State of the Union, I believe.
Correct. Yes, he was at the State of the Union. So when I first started off with this project, I saw him at the State of the Union, and I was like, man, how do I get in front of this family? It took me about 3 months. I got his father's phone number, called his father up and said, hey, listen, this is who I am. This is what I do. And my pitch was, I would love to, the family's in Houston, Texas. I would love to fly you and your son up to Detroit, Michigan. I'm going to work on some cities up there to get you sworn in. This past Saturday, he was actually sworn in 3 different cities in Metro Detroit. We had dinner with the mayor, the police chief, and the PR guy after the ceremony. And then on Sunday, the very next day, I entertained him and his father at a Detroit Lions football game, and we had badass seats. And then he flew out Sunday evening. And so it was an amazing weekend. It started off
Awesome.
As soon as we flew into the airport. So I flew in about 2 hours. I made sure my plane landed about 2 hours before their plane so I could meet them at the gate and take care of them from the get-go all the way through. They were my guests all the way through. I paid for the entire weekend. Whatever they wanted, they got. So when we first rolled in, I had made some phone calls about a month ago and had a procession lined up for us. At first, my thought was I had a bunch of bikers called the Shielded Souls. They're all like retired policemen, and they're all bikers, right? So I had about 40 motorcycles show up. And then just before we landed, like a couple of days before we landed, the lead guy that I was talking to, he says, hey, this is getting a little too big. So I circled in the sheriff's department, and they love it, and they're going to help out a little bit. I had no idea this was going to happen, but we landed in the airport. 2 hours later, DJ and his father landed. We went out to Avis, straight at the perimeter of the airport. We rolled out. There was 2 sheriffs and 2 motorcycles in the middle of in the middle of the median, right? And they were just sitting with the lights on. So I rolled up to. I just assumed they were for me. I rolled up to them, and they said, "Hey, are you Richard?" I said, "Yes, sir, I am." And they said, "Okay, we have a lot of bikes and a lot of police officers here. We couldn't stage it here, but you see that hotel right there, about a half mile away?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Follow me over there, and we're staged behind the hotel."
Wow.
So I follow follow him over there, and the light was red, so the cop rolled over and stopped all the traffic, and we went through the red light. I drove behind the hotel, and there sat about 40 motorcycles, about 20 police cars, all their lights going, and literally everybody from the hotel outside trying to figure out what the hell was going on. They said, "Pull up behind this police car because he's going to be the lead car, and he's going to come out and talk to you." He came out and talked to me. He said, "Whatever I do, you do. If I slow down, you slow down. If
Yeah.
I speed up, you speed up. If I change lanes, you change lanes. Just
Mm.
whatever I do, you do. If I run a red light, run the red light."
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay, I got it." And so we all
Did pretty good. I
we
was
all
watching the
ponied up,
video.
and we rolled out of the hotel, and the ramp for the interstate's literally a half a mile down, and I could see it. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" It's a prime time rush hour in Detroit, Michigan,
Yeah.
and the traffic on the interstate was bumper to bumper. It was literally a parking lot. I
Yeah.
said, "Shit, this is just my luck." We roll up to the top of the ramp. It was a parking lot because 3 officers were across the interstate, blocked off the entire interstate, and we pulled up. I followed the lead cop car for 20 miles. I didn't see one car on 2 different interstates and, like, 3 different roads. They had everything blocked off. People literally thought the president of the United States was in town because as we rolled by an like the ramp
Yeah.
for, up, there was cops on each ramp blocking all the traffic. It was literally just us. And we gave that little boy the procession of his life. We
That's
rolled
awesome.
up to the hotel room. Everybody got out. And of course, everybody wanted to take pictures with little DJ. And what I tell you, this is the most famous little 13-year-old boy I've ever met. Every single time he went to a restaurant, football, anywhere, people were coming out of the woodwork to shake his hand and tell him what a hero he was.
That's
And
incredible.
it
Did you have
was
local media take?
yes, there
Yeah,
was
okay.
like 3
That's
there 3 or
important.
4 different news
Yeah.
vans there. Like
Stations, yeah.
it was covered heavy.
That's
And
important today. You've got,
yeah,
you can do a lot of things, but if we can't get the message out, it makes it hard to raise money
yeah,
and to do ultimately to do the great things that you did.
it was badass.
Man, you
Fleek,
are a true shipmate, man. That's awesome.
Fleek, good
So
job. Good
the
job. My announcements are not going to be anywhere near
so I
that.
just want to explain to Scott what my nonprofit is. So what we do is we send veterans, first responders, Gold Star family members to these awesome events. It's usually a football game. So since I've started this, I have 2 NFL teams season tickets: the Detroit Lions and the Tennessee Titans. So every Sunday during NFL, there's uh, 2 veterans with 2 guests at each stadium.
Awesome.
And so I spent about $20,000 this year just on tickets alone. That
Wow.
doesn't even include the 2 special events that I had this weekend. But so I was doing that, and I've been doing that for about 3 years. The 2 stadiums just started this year because fundraising was going really good.
Good.
But um, so what happened was in 2024, I thought like it was going so good. 2025 is going to be my breakout year, and like things are just going to start really popping. Well, on December 10th, 2024, my doctor told me that I had cancer. And so it literally like wrecked my life, man. I was scared to
Good
death.
Lord.
Yeah. And so after everything settled down 3 or 4 days later, I said, you know what? Cancer may take my life, but it's not going to take my will to live. I'm not going to
Mm.
let it beat me. So I fought it. I had surgery. The cancer was removed. But the whole time I was going through this process and healing, I thought to myself, man, if I was that scared, I couldn't imagine a little boy or a little girl having cancer. I couldn't imagine what they're going through. Not to mention them, their mom and dad. Like I couldn't imagine one of my children having cancer when
That's the hard part. Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I thought to myself, well, I'm going to shift a little bit this year. I'm going to go find a veteran that is dealing with childhood cancer. That's when I saw DJ on the State of the Union in March. And then the other little boy popped up. So I was like, I'm not going to leave that little boy out too. Like I'm going to do whatever it takes to knock both of these out of the park. And I did a couple fundraisers, ended up raising quite a bit of money. and a lot of contacts when I was in Detroit. As a matter of fact, the mayor of Dearborn Heights, which is one of the cities he was sworn in, is a President Trump's pick for the ambassador of Tunisia. I had dinner with him that night, and he told me how badass of a job that I did, and that when he comes back from Tunisia, like he's going to be coming back and forth from Tunisia, uh, just
Yeah,
to
they
visit
go back
family.
and forth to
Yeah,
DC, State Department.
Mhm.
Yep.
correct. Yep. So when he comes back, he wants to have a fundraiser for me up in Detroit. I'm like, how badass is that? Have an ambassador of a freaking country have a fundraiser for us.
Yeah. No,
Good
that's
job,
incredible,
man.
man. That's awesome.
Yes,
Wow, Fleek, I can't really top that.
it
That
was
good
amazing.
job. You must be on cloud nine.
Yes,
Congratulations, you did a lot of hard work with the barbecue, with the golf tournament to raise this money. I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
And he and I, we actually founded a VFW together 3.5 years ago, and I still call him the Godfather. He was my commander, and then he gave up the reins to me for 2 years, and he asked me to be on this show to be his comic relief or his wingman, and I said, hell yeah, we've been doing it.
it took off.
We've been doing it for 4 years. Best Navy podcast in 2022, heard in 68 countries, 754 cities worldwide. So, Scott, you the whole world is seeing you right now. So
I appreciate it, man. It's about
take
you
a
guys.
bow.
It's not about me, man. It's about the great work you all are doing.
Well, I do
Right.
want to mention two things
Okay.
before we get into you, Scott, if that's okay.
Yeah.
October 4th. Well, actually, no. I mean, by the time you see this, it's going to be done. Vet Fest, October 4th.
Yeah.
Which Fleek will be there. I'll be there.
So
And
let's
I'll
just
be.
say it was an incredible event since
It was
last time
an
anyone said
incredible event.
it
It
was
was
awesome.
awesome.
Hallelujah.
I set up my Ton Tavern display like I'm supposed to,
Yeah.
and I got like 17 new 1775 members. It was
Awesome.
awesome.
That's what we need.
But last night, it's funny. Last night I had one of your board members on my other show that I do, and Ken Chopper Hopper.
Yeah, Chopper.
He was telling us about his life, and basically we cut him real short, 12, 13 minutes. That's it. Yeah, okay, 30 years. You're great, Colonel. Awesome. Let's talk about the 1775 Club and what is
Yeah.
it. And I know everybody on this podcast today is in the 1775 Club. You are, he
I know
is,
I am. Yep.
and I am.
hmm
And that's coming up really quick. And
It is.
I don't know, as a board member, I don't know if you want to get into that tonight or if we want to talk about your book. That's totally up to you.
Well, I think we can chew gum and walk at the same time. Absolutely. I'm all in. I've said this a million times before. Every Marine knows two things: where they were born and when. And we are going to bring back the where. We're going to bring it back. We don't have a time machine to go back to 1775, 10 November, but the where is going to exist. It's going to look as close to the original as possible.
Yep.
And it's not just about the Marine Corps, although that's the preponderance of why we're doing this. This is about American history and all of the other bits and pieces about this, about how George Washington himself visited, right? So this is just incredible. Easy to be a member of the 1775 Club. Get on our website. We can put that in the comments here. It literally is extremely cheap, but it allows you for the remainder of your days and beyond your legacy to bring back a bit of history. And so I think it's incredibly important to talk about that, to emphasize that. And I hope all Marines and all Americans not just make a donation, but come on up to visit at some point.
Every 5,000 Marines that are in the 1775 Club is $1 million.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what Ken was saying. He was very passionate. He was outside on his porch talking about it, and I'm very thankful that I'm a Ton militia commander. That he made me one last year. I'm very thankful that you're on the board. I'm thankful that Fleek is a 1775 member after a little teeth pulling, but he bit the bullet. He got a T-shirt,
Right away.
and I'm still waiting for my certificate, Ken. So you got to work on that. And but
I don't
he
have my
has some really.
certificate yet either. I got my shirt, but it's probably I used it yesterday and got all sweaty.
I did, yeah. I
It's
used it
my PT shirt.
2 days ago, and I got it sweaty. So it's
Yeah.
in the wash right now. And we'll talk about that, and then obviously we'll get to talk about your story.
Yeah.
But November 1st, if you are in and around the Nashville area, the Music City Marine Corps Ball, sponsored by 4th Marine Division, which is down there in Louisiana. We're going to have Sergeant Major Ruiz there. I heard rumors that the general, the commandant, Eric West, will be there. I'm going to be there.
Eric Smith.
Eric Smith, yeah, Eric
Yep.
Smith.
Yep.
And my buddy, he just bought a table and a half at the Music City Marine Corps Ball. It's going to be huge. We're going to be interviewing all the bigwigs coming on the carpet. I'll be in my uniform. I got to get my lance corporal changed to a corporal. He's going to be in uniform, and we're going to be basically going up to Master Guns. Hey, Master Guns, what's your MOS, and what do you like most about the Marine Corps, and yada yada yada, and very benign questions and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's going to be very very good.
Well, if you get a chance to interview the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, I know him behind the scenes. This
awesome.
guy is a class act. He's genuine.
I agree.
So there's no difference between what he's going to say to you than what he's going to say in private, right? He's a genuinely proud Marine, a great guy, a great
totally
leader.
I met him in June, and
I
he
hope, I hope the opportunity presents itself. Yeah.
I met him in June when the Nashville Marine Week, and he came out to the Marine Corps League, West End of Nashville, and I was the first one to greet him. I was like, "Hey, what's up, Sergeant Major?" And I'm in my Ton Tavern polo, jeans, my skelly cap, and I'm like standing at parade rest. I'm not talking with my hands. I'm like, "What's going on, Sergeant Major?" And he's like, "Hoorah!" And I shook his hand, and he gave us a really nice talk. So yeah, it's gonna be a very very good evening, and I know it's gonna be awesome. But that's nothing. We need to get to your story.
Let's do it.
So I've known you for a little bit. I follow you on LinkedIn, and you're a great man. And thank you very much for commenting on my stuff too on LinkedIn. I'm very humble about that. Thank you.
I comment when I see it. I don't understand the algorithm. Sometimes I don't see it for 4 days.
No. And I really appreciate it. I do. And it's funny. Ken got 300 impressions of the little magic clip of last night's podcast. And Ken was like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool." But you guys, this is Master Gunnery Sergeant Scott Stalker. Please introduce yourself to the world, Scott.
Yeah, I was Master Gunnery Sergeant Scott Stalker. I am retired now. As I've said, I leased that rank, and I was honored to be given to have earned that by the Corps. Almost 2 years retired now. January will be 2 years, and 31 years in the Corps. Retired out of United States Space Command, which was a fascinating time to stand that organization up. Prior to that, I was at United States Cyber Command and the National Security Agency, and before that, the Defense Intelligence Agency. So the last 8-ish or 9 years of my career were spent at some senior level strategic organizations.
Wow.
What I'm really proud of, though, is my time there, of course, but I served in every active duty Marine division. I served at 1st Battalion, 7th Marines. I served at MARSOC. I served at 7th Marine Regiment, 26 MU, and HMM 365. So a lot of tactical experience in the dirt, in the 5 years at 29 Palms, Okinawa, all those other places before I had an opportunity to go and have a nice office, if you will. And I think the key to those assignments for me, whenever I was in there next to the 4-star or the 3-star, was bringing that tactical experience and being able to advise, hey, whatever we're going to do here, if we're going to surge SATCOM to a specific AOR, this is how I think it's going to impact the Marine on the ground, the soldier on the ground, the sailor at sea, the airman, whatever. And so that was a real pleasure and a joy to be at those levels. And then, I retired. Now I'm an author, a public speaker. I'm on a multitude of boards and a variety of different things. But ultimately, what I have decided in retirement is I'm only going to work with people that I love and respect, period. There's no amount of dollar signs you can get me to do something else. So things like you and what you and Richard are doing, like that is incredible. When I was literally on the treadmill and I got a call, and I didn't know who it was at first. And you know, they were talking to me, and he goes, "Hey, we'd like to have you on the Ton Tavern board." And I almost fell off the treadmill because there's some things you do. You can't see it behind me, but I've got Guadalcanal and Iwo Jima sand in my house. It's right behind me.
Nice.
The way it's zoomed in, you can't see me. But there's some things you don't question, you don't ask, you say yes to instantly. And anything related to 10 November 1775 in Ton Tavern, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, you got my attention. And my wife and I will be up there for 3 days celebrating 8, 9, and 10. Looking forward to it. I'm doing a bunch of things. I got them calling me up. Hey, can you MC this? Can you do this? It's just an easy yes. Let me know where to be and when.
Are you going to be on the ship? Sphere
I'm
to
doing whatever
Philadelphia?
they said. I've
Okay.
literally I need to print off my schedule because every day is like 15 things.
Yeah,
So
there's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I get there
But-
the 6th, and I'm 7. We get a little name tag
Yeah.
because I'm a plank owner. And are you a plank owner too?
I don't think so.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
We all get little name tags, and I can't afford everything because I pledged this amount of money to the ton.
Yeah.
I'm a John Adams plank owner,
Yeah.
and I was like, and when that $500 ball came around, I was like, ugh, that's a lot of money. So I
Yeah.
paid for the $250 for the Museum of the American Revolution, and I hope to see you there. Are you
I'm
going
gonna be there. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna be there. Yeah. Listen, man. I would much rather be with the lance corporals and lieutenants. That's just me. I have no interest in meeting politicians. I have no interest in taking selfies with general officers. I'll do that if I need to, and I'll do it well. But I want to be with the people having a good time. And so I'm doing a bunch of Marine Corps balls this year as a guest of honor. And they've reached out, and I said, hey, 8, 9, and 10, can't touch that. I've got to be present. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. 250th anniversary. All the things we have accomplished. The incredible things going on. You can focus on what's going wrong in the world, maybe even in our country. Or you can get excited for the positive and take ownership of what you can control. And that's what I've been doing, is focusing on that. And I'm pumped up. So
Yeah,
live
me
here
too.
in Wilmington, North Carolina now. Not too far from Camp Lejeune and Marsoc and other areas. And we just love it.
It's awesome.
I will. I have to be over that way. I need to come visit you.
You are welcome here anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we can actually go a little bit longer because my other engagement I had to reschedule, so that is okay. So, Fleek, is that okay if we talk
Yeah.
a little bit longer?
Yeah.
Because I think
I'm
I think Scott's story is pretty damn amazing.
How far you live from Charlotte, North Carolina?
I wouldn't drive there. It's a little over. It's probably 5 hours.
Oh yeah.
It's a long state, like Tennessee. It's long, but it's literally like a 30-minute flight.
Oh.
Because the airport I have here, whether I go Jacksonville, Wilmington, or Myrtle Beach, it's
So
all
you're
going to go
closer
into
to-
Charlotte first.
Yeah, so you're closer to Jacksonville, Florida.
No,
Jacksonville, North Carolina.
North
Oh,
Carolina.
There,
yeah,
Camp
but I thought-
Lejeune is.
Yeah, but I thought you were. I've never been to Camp Lejeune, so I'm not. Look, I'm
Okay.
a squid, man. I'm not a jar.
So I'm on the coast. I'm on the
Oh,
coast.
I got
Here's
you.
a way to think of it. Where I'm at is about 5 hours to Norfolk, going north, or 5 hours if I'm going west to Charlotte. I'm not driving to Jacksonville, Florida. That's way down there.
Oh, that's way down. Yeah.
That's probably 10-ish hours. But I'm not driving to any of them if I don't
I
have
thought
to.
it was closer to Florida, to be honest with you. So
No,
What,
I'm in
North
North.
Carolina?
I'm close to the Myrtle
Camp Lejeune?
Beach. I'm close to South Carolina. I'm really close to the border there. I can hop over
I'll be
in
at
and out.
Paris Island on Halloween, Master Guns, retired Master Guns. My buddy, who's a 3-7 Marine,
Hoorah.
he hasn't been on the island since he graduated. And I don't know why, I don't know how he made it out to 3-7, but he graduated from Paris Island back in like 2001. And they sent him out to 29 Palms. And then I guess he got picked up as a mortarman with 3-7, but he's never been back. And so we're going to go watch graduation at 9 o'clock, October 31st. And this is my 10th, because I've taken my wife like 7 times to graduate. She does not want to go to another graduation for as long as she lives. She knows what it's all about. She
Yeah.
doesn't want to see another one.
Well,
So I'm
she
taking
has
him.
she has the freedom not to go. Yeah, we'll have fun. I'll be with my little ones trick or treating.
Okay.
But yeah, I did that, and when I retired, I said, hey, I've got some stories in me. So I wrote my first book. I'm working on my second, and I'm thinking through the third. I love to do a lot of professional speaking, and I got into some academia. I'm a senior fellow at the National Defense University, so staying
What?
connected. Yeah, I do that.
Come on.
I'll facilitate some courses here in January. Staying connected, keeping the clearance, and I think when you retire, whatever you decide to do, make sure you know what your purpose is. You got to have purpose, whether it's, and I hope there's fitness in there too, because too many of our teammates think that it's eat a case of donuts and drink a case of beer every day, and that just doesn't turn out well.
I'm glad you said that, Scott, and I'm glad you brought that up too, Fleek, because I lost 81 pounds this past year and a half. I was heavy. Like, I got out at 195 in 2008, and then I was drinking a lot, I was eating a lot, and then I stopped drinking. I've been sober 7 years now, and
Congrats.
I just needed a change. And I was 276 pounds a year and a half ago, disgusting looking. Pete Hetzketh would like shame me, probably, if he ever knew me.
I would hope
Which
so.
I've only met him once. He does know me, but he doesn't know me that well. And then I just meditation, VA whole health, Tai Chi, lots of walking, and hitting the gym like 4 times a week.
Yeah,
And a lot of swimming.
I think it's important for folks to hear that story, but know something. Whether you're 276, 176, 370, it does. Transition is a process, and you've got to be able to forgive yourself if okay, I went a little overboard. Who hasn't indulged? Who hasn't had a cocktail too many, or hey, you probably shouldn't have the extra Krispy Kreme, but you had it, right? No problem. Forgive yourself, and know tomorrow's another day and another opportunity, right? So for me, I require myself. I have a tax. I tax myself. I am my own IRS. Every single day, I must do something, a physical fitness. I have a plan. Even my off days, there's a plan of how I'm going to stretch, how I'm going to do something to get the heart rate up. It doesn't guarantee longevity, but it guarantees while I'm around that I'm fit, healthy, active, and excited and pumped up. Right? I don't wake up and drink coffee. I'm jacked. I'm ready to go every single morning, and I think it has a lot to do with the lifestyle and forgiving yourself when maybe I shouldn't eat that piece of cake, or I got to 276. Okay, but I can also get to 176, and I could put a plan together, and it's not going to happen overnight. But you didn't get to 276 overnight either. And now that you're where you are, it's, hey, let's keep an eye on things. If I get a couple pounds over, forgive myself, get my butt back in the gym, and crush it.
I did exactly that because I had to go to Florida.
Yeah.
And I had me and 89 other guys rode on the USS Constitution last week.
I've been there.
90 Purple Hearts for a 3-hour journey.
Wow.
And that food in Boston, it put like 7 pounds on me. And I looked at the scale and I was like, you know what? That's okay. And I immediately went back to the YMCA. I had a 3-hour workout. I'm doing the PJ 13-week indoc just to see if I can do it. And I'm going to say it's fucking tough. All right.
Yeah. Good.
The calisthenics, the running, and then the swimming. I'm in the pool a lot. Like, my wife is like, wow, your skin, like, my skin is starting to look weird because of so much chlorine that it's just it's awesome.
That's urine, not chlorine.
Well, hey, listen, they don't let those kids in the lap pool, okay? You got to do laps in that pool. I was a lifeguard for that pool, and I would kick those kids out. I'm like, if you're not going to swim, get out.
I don't trust the adults either. But
no, definitely not.
That being said, whatever you're doing, it could be jumping rope, which is also, it just has to be something.
Yeah.
And I would offer to people, if you can tie it into a thing, like for me, all my fitness is focused on my golf game. Am I hitting it farther? Am I swinging faster? Am I playing better? So everything I do, it's explosive, it's power generation, it's stability, it's flexibility. It's all based on that. But I could easily go put a flak jacket on right now and knock out 25 pull-ups because I have the power to do these other things as well. And I build my workouts. So when I leave, like my wife doesn't want to be anywhere near me because I'm slopping wet. I've just laid it all out there. But then you got the rest of the day left. You say, man, I earned it. And you just feel good about yourself. I highly recommend it. I think it's the one thing in the veteran community we don't focus on enough. I loved how you started this podcast, which is about suicide prevention and that sort of thing.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of that and believer of that. Call 988 if you need to talk to someone. Call a fellow veteran if you need to talk to someone. But if we could focus a little more on the fitness, right? And just because we don't have a PFT or a CFT anymore, standards still matter. And I think it instills pride, it instills confidence, it makes you proud of what you do, and then you can go out and be an advocate for whatever it is that you do.
And all that does help your mental health for sure.
Yeah, endorphins,
No question.
serotonin, all of it.
Yeah, no question. I'm not on any medication, and I don't say that, as if I'm better than anyone, but I just beat the living hell out of myself and I get my sleep. And I think if you can do those two things, you'll be better off. Now, listen, I don't want anyone to hear this and think that I'm advocating one way or the other. If the doctor says you need it, then roger that. I'm in a place where I don't. And I think it does help that I focus on fitness and rest.
Yep.
And that's a good point that you bring up, Scott, because I was on citalopram, metrazapine, and trazodone for 11 years. And I
don't even
went
know how
to
you
this.
said that.
Huh?
I know, right?
I don't know how you said that.
Oh, I've had lots of practice. Yeah, it made me a zombie. And I went to this organization called Save a Warrior, who we've had the CEO, Jake Clark, on this podcast. Great organization. He's saved over 3,000 veterans and first responders from PTS or PTSD. And I went through the program, 72 hours. It's a warrior detox, and they have a 500-day plan after, and they check in with you, and it's part of a group, and they get you thinking about it, and they make you read, and they do this and this and this, and it's just. I've been off I've been off meds for about 5 years now, and I still have PTSD, but I channel it differently through my workouts now, and I'm not an asshole anymore. I mean, I'm a little bit, but not as bad as I was 8 years ago.
There's a difference between being around the guys and giving each other shit, which is what we do, quite frankly. I golf, and that's what we do. And being an asshole. And I think we all have, I won't say we all have. I have been that asshole as well. And it's important that you check yourself and say, hey, what's going on here? Why is this? Why am I mad at Richard for something stupid, right? So that's when you got to check yourself and potentially reach out to a professional and get some assistance, because we've all, done what we've done, and it's done something to our psyche and our mental state of mind.
I've been trying to tell this to Andrew for 2 years now, man. Like, when he gets pissed off at somebody, this dude will hold a grudge forever. I'm like, dude, let it go, man.
And that is the pot calling the kettle black, Richard.
I let it go.
No. There's some things that you still talk about, and I'm like,
I talk about it,
but hey, but like I've said to you, it's progress, not perfection. Okay, you try, I try. I'm trying my best. You're doing a little bit better. I mean, but no, you're right.
Better, but everybody has.
No, you're totally right, and I do. I 8 years ago, I would hold grudges big time, and it's not as bad as it was, but it's still, I do hold grudges, and I'm getting into this. I mean, I was a classical studies major in college before the Marine Corps, and I studied Stoicism, And I took Latin and I took ancient Greek and philosophy and all that. And the Stoics, they are the ones, 3,000 years ago, they're writing about stuff we're still talking about today.
Yeah, that's wild.
Epictetus and Seneca and Marcus and Cicero and Cato and Pliny the Elder, like all these guys had all these ideas, and yet we're still quoting them today, especially Aristotle and his second book on the mean, and not being not having too much or too little, and just trying to be in the middle of things, and not being overly drunk or not enough drunk or whatever.
Right.
Case in point, like whatever situation dictates to the median and the mean. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best, Fleek. I am. I'm trying my best. I'm sorry.
Listen.
It's all
man.
good. This is part confessional, part podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, this is a great one. This is a good energy I feel today.
I love it.
Hey, Scott, have you ever been to NAS Alameda in California?
Yes, I have. Yes.
That's where I was stationed at back in the day.
Okay. Yeah. Well, oddly enough, I went to MEPS. I forgot what that acronym stands for. Military Entrance
Enlisted
Processing
Center.
Okay. In Oakland, California.
Oh, Oakland, yeah.
So,
You're a Hollywood Marine.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means anymore. But
it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Now you got to give each other shit. But yeah, so I have been there. I used to, with my dad, we went to several Oakland A's games. So Oakland, Alameda.
Yep.
I probably wouldn't want to go there unless I had a couple jarheads with me, ready to roll.
Black and Kevlar.
Not today. Nope.
It's not a nice place anymore.
Yeah.
But
every time, so I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I live in Tennessee now, but every time the Detroit Tigers were in Oakland, I always made sure I went to that game.
Yeah. Yeah, they won't be playing there anymore, as you know. I have been to both Detroit's Park, where the Tigers and they played earlier today. My phone's blowing up by some Yankees fans because the Red Sox are on right now. I don't want to know about it. I'll watch it here in a bit.
And they won last night.
They did. I was
Red Sox, yeah.
I was texting
so excited.
two very famous one current general officer and a former very senior enlisted folks that are Yankees fans yesterday, and I told them, man, I almost had a heart attack because we won, but we had to load the bases with nobody out and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, good Lord, can we just win?
I want Boston to win so bad.
So do I. I mean, I've been a fan of them since 1984. I'm
from
love
New Hampshire.
the Red Sox.
I'm from New Hampshire, so I'm
Wait, whoa.
Yes.
You're from New Hampshire?
Lebanon, New Hampshire.
Exeter, New Hampshire, 17
years. There you go.
You're from Lebanon?
I am.
No shit.
Yeah.
We have my wife and I, we have a timeshare in Lincoln, New Hampshire.
Okay. Yeah.
So we were just there 2 years ago, and I miss New Hampshire. My wife is actually, she wants to get a job at Dartmouth or New England College and be the marketing director for those colleges. She's waiting out for an offer, but we might be moving back to the Granite State. Live free or die.
Awesome.
Maybe.
Yeah, get a jacket.
Listen, Scott. He's thinking New Hampshire. I mean, it's cold. I mean, I went out in my skivvies in Exeter, like when I was 16 years old, and I loved it.
Hey, listen, I was born and raised in Michigan. I lived there for 80% of my life.
Yeah, it's cold.
Doesn't mean I want to do it again.
100%. I get that, right? So I've been to Iraq when it's so hot the road's boiling over. It doesn't mean I like it. I've been to the most northern base in the Department of Defense in the most northern part of Alaska, where it was so cold my eyeballs were freezing over. I don't enjoy it.
Did you go to Ramadi? Were you on boots on the ground in Ramadi in 06?
Not in 06. I was there in 03, 04.
Okay.
In 05, 06. No, excuse me. 03, 04. I was there.
Okay.
Not 05, 06. I was back in 07, 08.
How was it? How was it
in 7, 8?
Okay.
Yeah.
How was it in 03 and 04? Because 06 basically sucked. It was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, we had the major operations there in 04, clearing things out along with Fallujah 1 and 2.
That's where I was in 05.
It was a cesspool, right?
Yes, it was.
Heavily entrenched in insurgents, and it was challenging given the clarity of the mission set, the rules of engagements, and certain things like that.
Yep.
That made it challenging. But I think by and large, the Marines performed excellently. We definitely suffered some casualties, but I know this, having seen what we did in Fallujah 1 and 2. If we were fully unleashed, nothing was stopping the Corps. Nothing. And
Damn straight.
I will say, we had Army armor with it. We had Army there with us. So the Marine Corps Army team, you weren't getting in the way of that. The only thing that stopped us literally was phone calls from Washington D.C. saying, "Hey, we got to put a halt to this." So very proud of what we accomplished. And at the end of the day, politics is an extension. Excuse me. The military is an extension of politics. And we have that system, right? I honor that system. They said, we're going to put a halt to it. Roger that. Don't have to like it, but that's why we vote.
Well said.
Yes, sir.
Beautifully. Did you I'm sorry. I know you've been you were in the Corps for a long time. I mean, you went through 6, 7 commandants. Is that right? 8, 7?
I actually have never added. I've never thought of that. I don't know.
When did you start?
The 20th of January, 1993.
Holy Jesus! I was in boarding school. I was in high school when you started.
The day Clinton took office is when I was my first day of boot camp. And
damn.
Listen, I know the current commandant. I've met several others, but I was never in a position where we were hanging out and chatting. They've never once called me and said, "What are your thoughts on this?" So I never kept track of it. Obviously, I'm out in the fleet doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
I could figure it out. I don't know. It's, what they do, 4-year terms. So 7-4 is 28,
so. Yeah,
8-4
like
is 32. So I'm probably between 6, 7, and 8 commandants, depending on if someone left early. We had that moment in time where we had acting, if you remember, because General Smith had the medical situation.
Yeah.
And General Heckel stepped in as acting commandant for like 3 or 4 days.
Yes.
Because the next guy in line was waiting to be confirmed as the ACMAC, so he couldn't be acting ACMAC and acting commandant, or it was something like that. So I don't remember exactly, but around 7, maybe 8.
I've met Conway, Hagee, and Berger was my regimental commander when I got to 3-8. And there's I have a picture of me and my RP from 2005 and Berger, and we're all at my chaplain's retirement ceremony, and we're all together, and we're just standing together. He's in his green camis with the 4 stars, and then you got this chief next to me, and then you've got big me like in a suit and a tie with my mini ribbons over here. It was just, I don't know, it was really cool to meet those guys, and I'd look forward to meeting General Smith if I could. I would.
Yeah, he's a genuine guy too. He's one of those guys you got to watch out, man. If he hugs you, he's going to crack a rib. He's just a very, I don't say this often because it doesn't come across the right way often when we talk Marine Corps and leadership. But he genuinely loves his Marines, and he, when I would meet him, he doesn't know me very well. He would give you that hug, "Hey, Master Guns, how you doing?" And he meant it. And when you have that type of relationship and that type of leader who genuinely loves you, that's why Marines will go through a hellhole for him and do anything for the commandant and our leadership, because by and large, and we've all had the leader that was a turd, but by and large, from lieutenant on up, from corporal on up, we've got, and chief warrant officers as well, incredible leaders at every echelon, and we know that they care about us and they'll do everything they can for us, to include that ultimate sacrifice.
Hoorah. No, you're right about that. My son passed away in in 2006. It is a good story. This is not a sad story. He had polycystic kidney disease. He lived for about 33 hours. I had to call my command. I was like, "Hey, my son just died," and Colonel Harvey, who just retired, in Chattanooga, Tennessee, he was my CO during Ramadi, and when he heard that my son had passed away, he flew up to New Jersey and was there with me when I buried my son. And what you said about leadership, and it goes both ways. I mean,
Yeah.
if you get the right person, yeah, it goes both ways. And Colonel Harvey, Brian, who played football at Austin P State University, he came up to my funeral, to my son's funeral, and it was just the most heartwarming thing. I didn't even expect it at all, and it was just out of nowhere. It was actually pretty awesome.
Yeah. And for the rest of your life and his, if he ever calls you, the answer is yes. That's how easy these things are. It's incredible.
That's right.
And it really does come down to love. Like you can do JJ did Ty Buckle and all this other stuff.
God, he said it.
Do you love
It's on the podcast?
I said on the podcast I could probably recite everyone. I know like the general order, everything is burned in it. Listen, when I retired, the last thing I said is the eagle of an anchor is tattooed on my soul. And it is. I don't have any actual tattoos. I've seen both you guys got the tats, so that's where mine is on my soul. And it I don't run around Uran anymore.
No
but
motard
it's
stuff
still
anymore,
there.
huh?
It's still there. It's still there. I can break it out if I need to. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't doubt that. You are an amazing person,
Well, thank you.
and you are just definitely a Marine. And I can see it. I can hear it in your voice. You are a Marine through and through. And General Amos said it best. There is no former Marine, only in a different life. You're a Marine
Yeah.
in a different time in your life.
Amen. Yep. Amen.
Hey, before
Richard,
we,
you want to jump in here, don't you?
I just want, I want you to get your book info. How do people get your book?
Oh, yeah.
Richard, you're a smart man. I just timed this. So this is my book, Left of Leadership, the prequel to success. And so when you talk about military operations, you're talking left of bang. When you talk about space-based operations, you're talking left of launch. I wanted to do one on the human element, which I think is the most important. Not a thing, not a title, but a person, right? So left of leadership is everything I think you need prior to becoming a great leader, which includes love. And I did this. First off, you can get it on Amazon, you can get it on Barnes and Noble, any place you buy your books. But I did one of the things that was most important to me when I wrote this was the voice. And I don't mean how I'm speaking right now, but the tone of the voice and the way it's read is in a conversation. So I lay out my initial story, and you'll think, good Lord, how did this guy become any type of leader? He was a disaster. But it's very honest. And I wanted people to see, honestly, that this punk who was a not the best teenager, doing some things that aren't well. First off, I thank the Corps. The Corps fixed me, and then here's some stories and examples of that. And so I laid it out that way. That was important to me. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Richard. Any place you buy your books, but Amazon.com and Barnes and Noble as well.
Did you have a publisher, or did you do like KDP through Amazon? How'd that work?
No, I had a publishing team. That was very important to me. I wanted to get it right. Listen, you don't write books for the most part to get wealthy. I'm not going to get rich on off of this. I think if you have a passion and you have a story to share, it's important to do it. And so that's why I did this. I've got a couple more that I'm working on as we speak. And it's really about the story. It doesn't even matter. I mean, I was so over the moon when I got my first book in the mail. And held it. I was like, wow, I guess I'm an author now. And now I go to events and I speak, and I'll bring some with me, and they'll sell out. And that's never been why I do this. It's because I believe in this story. And now I'm working on the Audible version to get that out to everybody as well. Because that's, the current times, right? You're stuck in the car, you're in traffic in Detroit or Nashville.
Yep.
Hey, let me pop. Well, you don't even pop it in anymore because what am I talking about?
Yeah.
We have a
You
CD
just hit
player.
Spotify and like,
You hit,
okay,
yeah.
there you go.
You
Boom.
break out your phone, boom, there it is, and you just play it. So,
Hey,
yeah.
Scott, pick a number between 1 and 10 for me.
Do I tell you the number?
Yes, please.
I
7.
was
Oh,
gonna say he's gonna pick 7.
he's going to pick 7. All right. Hey, we haven't done 7 in a while, but usually
I don't even know what's going to
95,
happen here. So
95% of our guests choose 7. 7 correlates with a question that we had.
Yes.
There's 10 questions,
10 questions.
okay,
and 7 is the most picked number of
It's a
all of our guests.
it's a good
Over
question, man.
150 plus podcasts, 92% of them have picked 7. So
I wonder if it's subliminally beaten in our heads with
I
1775
I
and
think so, yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
know.
that's a good one.
Yes.
But here's your question.
Okay.
Question 7. What advice would you give to someone facing a difficult situation or feeling unsure about their capabilities?
Now, depending on the level of difficult situation, right? So let's put away
Situation dictates, for
suicide,
sure.
right? Not that, but difficult meaning um, may not get the promotion, may not get the job, or whatever,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. I think we far too often think of what's in front of us instead of thinking 5, 10 years down the road and thinking deeply. And when you can think further out, which is why we evolved and have this prefrontal lobe to see deeper and know the results of our actions, you can plan better. And so someone that's facing difficulty or these types of things, they have to know that whatever they're facing has happened before and there is a way out of it. So I would say, first off, I know this doesn't make sense, but make sure you're staying physically fit. And I say that because that is going to keep your mental state and sanity. Make sure you're getting your rest. Now that you got the basics down, let's talk about what it is. Do you have a mentor that can help you through this, an advisor that can talk you through this, whatever the situation may be? And then lastly, when you spend your professional time, are you focusing more on your personal development or are you focusing more on your job? And anyone that focuses more on their job is going to be good at their job. But anyone that focuses more on their personal development is going to eclipse and evolve and get promoted beyond those jobs. So this is an odd one because I'd need to know specifics,
Yep,
and I
of
would like
course.
to work with this individual specifically. But you've got to get the basics and fundamentals down first, and then go from there. For example, if this is a Marine that's well, look at our government shutdown. So if someone's not getting paid, let's make sure we go to Navy Fed or the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society and get you the loan. Let's cover the things you have to take care of, and then let's look at what we can do past that. Right. So maybe you need to get rid of your Netflix subscription briefly. Like you don't have to have Netflix. Nice. Don't have to. Right. So it always comes down to the same things. And I say this with our DoD budget all the time, right? Show me your budget. I'll show you your priorities. I hear all of them talking about, hey, this is important. This is important. This is important. Remember years ago, the barracks was important.
Yep.
It wasn't in the budget. So it's not important. And I don't mean that the commandant didn't care about it, but you got to lay out what's really important in your budget and you prioritize so that you get those things done. And, for us, obviously it's war fighting in the Marine Corps. And in life, it needs to be, am I taking care of my family? Do I got a roof over my head? Can I provide? But maybe I don't need that Corvette right now, and that's really how I would do that type of thing. And it's kind of nuanced because it's not very specific. So I'm always going to go basics and fundamentals first, and then let's get specifics on the issue you got at hand.
That was perfect. That was a perfect answer.
Thank you.
Fleek, what do you think of that answer? Pretty good?
That's pretty good.
Above average.
Pretty good. Good job, Scott. You've
Thank you.
passed with flying colors, sir.
Thank you, guys.
But Fleek, do you have any saved rounds?
No, I'm good, man.
Okay. Scott, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule
Thank
because
you.
I
Just
see you
stick
on
around for a
LinkedIn
second.
and you're like everywhere, all at once. Like you have doppelgangers all over the place. But thank you so much for coming on the podcast tonight. Fleek, thank you for having this podcast,
Yes,
this
it's a
platform
pleasure.
that people can listen to, and yeah, we'll see you out there. Thank you, and I'll see you in November.
Yeah, and guys, thanks again for having me.
Yeah, of
Thanks for
course.
what you do, and thanks to those that donate to your charities, whether it's Fleek, yours, or seven, Ton Tavern.
Yeah,
Any of those, I think is honorable, and really appreciate every nickel.
absolutely. All right, Scott, stick around for a second while we hit the stop button, and then everyone else, until next week. Peace.
See you guys.
Hoorah.